Hey everybody, this is Wendy from Wendolonia.com, and today I want to take a few minutes to talk to you about the OmieBox lunchbox or bento box, depending on how you like to refer to these kinds of divided lunchboxes. So the OmieBox is unique because it is the only lunchbox on the market with an integrated thermal jar. In other words, you can pack hot foods in this and they'll stay hot until lunchtime. So let's dive in and start talking about it. Oh, actually, before I start showing you some of the different features, I'd like to tell you that this retails for $39.50. It's available on the OmieBox site and on Amazon, as well as some other independent retailers. And you can get it in blue, green, pink, purple, and yellow. I have the blue and the green, and I haven't ever seen the pink, purple, or yellow in real life, but the blue and the green are really absolutely gorgeous. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I actually was lucky enough to meet the creator of the OmieBox before it actually went into production. And I got to have a meeting with her to talk to her about some of the things that lunch packers are really interested in and are looking to find in a lunchbox. And it was fascinating because they had already figured all of that out. The owner of the company, Nancy, she is a mom who was solving her own problem. And I think that's how you end up with awesome products like this. So let's dive right in and look at some of the features. So to start, the OmieBox is it's sort of an all-in-one solution. So you don't have to put this in a lunch bag. I actually like to put my lunch boxes in a lunch bag just because I think it keeps them from getting damaged. And a lot of times you have to, because if you don't, stuff will leak all over your kid's backpack. But in this case, everything is incorporated into this. So one of the key features I'd like to point out is this. This is the latch, and it's extremely easy to open. A preschooler could easily open this. So I know it looks a little stiff, but really they'd have no problems getting it open. Next, I want to kind of dive in. So it comes with one divider, and it has a long section and a shorter section. It's really actually quite deep. So this section was designed so that almost all of the packaged beverages that are available on the market for kids that are targeted at kids fit inside this compartment. So the Horizon milk boxes fit in there, juice pouches fit in there, almost all juice boxes fit in there. It's really quite clever. So some of them take up almost the whole compartment. Some of them you'll have a little extra room, and you can just put the divider in and pack the food in there. Now, one thing about the divider, I think that they have addressed this. I should also back up and say that I backed this on Kickstarter, so I have the absolute first generation of this box. And I know that a few things that weren't working quite as well have been addressed since I bought this box. I haven't spoken to the owner of the company since that initial meeting, and I also haven't tried some of the new stuff. What I'm telling you is not from my own personal experience, but from what I've heard from other people. So one of the things I did not like about these dividers is that they slide really easily. So you need something with a little bit more sticking power. It shouldn't move around when it's in the lunchbox. So if it was just a few millimeters wider, I think it would have been fine. The other thing is that the top of this divider doesn't come all the way up. So if you pack something that's a little juicier, it might leak out over onto the other side. So just something to keep in mind. Now, this seal here keeps everything really watertight. So it's leak resistant, not leak proof, but when you close it, it's going to form a really good seal. So juices are not going to transfer from this compartment into this compartment or into this compartment, which we'll get into in a little bit. This seal is removable, so if it gets nasty underneath, you can just take it off. You can pop it off and you can wash it and put it back on. I personally think it's a little bit of a pain to get it back on, but it is a thing that you can do if it gets nasty. I prefer to just try and kind of clean underneath it without taking it off if I can. Okay, so leak proof. Yeah, I think we covered that. Let's get to the main event, which is this, the thermal jar. Now, one of the things that's awesome about this, they actually did a lot of stuff that's really cool with this, is that this handle flips up and it's nice and big and sturdy, and little hands can easily open this. A lot of thermoses you have to, or thermal jars, you have to hold on to the edges, and that's great if you're an adult. But if you're a little kid and your hand is tiny, getting it stretched across that space is really hard. So having this little pop-up thing where you can just, the handle, not thing, where you can just twist it off is fantastic. Sorry, there's a little water in there. It's just because I washed it off before I showed it to you. So here's what you do. You take this lid off, and then you can fill right up to this line. This thermal jar holds about 8 ounces, a little bit less than 8 ounces. So that's about a cup of food. Not great for huge appetites, like for older kids, but really about the perfect size for a preschooler or a kindergartner, littler kids. So just so you can see how this comes apart, you can take off this collar, and then all 3 of these pieces are dishwasher safe. Fill it up to about this line. You don't want it to go above because, well, you have to have the collar on. But if you put it up above that line, then the everything will squish out when you put the lid on. Okay, so I recommend when you use this thermos that you fill it up with boiling water and let it sit for a few minutes, and then put very hot food in here. That will keep it warm until lunchtime, the food. You also, though, can use this for cold items. So it's great if you want to pack yogurt, or I packed like smoothie bowl type things in these, and they stay nice and icy cold until lunchtime. It's terrific. Now, the other benefit, besides being able to wash this easily in your dishwasher or by hand or whatever, is that once you take that out, you also have a nice big space that would fit a sandwich. You could also pack pasta salad, regular salad, green salad, whatever in there, and it would fit nicely. Okay, so I think that's about it. I really like this lunchbox. We don't use it as often as I would like because the thermos just isn't big enough for my son, who is a little bit older now. My kids are a little bit older now, and this isn't quite enough food. Although if you load up the side compartments, it's fine. They just prefer generally to have most of their meal inside the thermos. Again, this is called the OmieBox. It's $39.50, and it's available online. And of course, I will have all of the info and links down below. So thanks a lot for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Bye, and I'll see you next time.